Now, the big one, the one that a lot of people might be waiting for, my opinions on my team, United. As soon as I get into this, any criticism towards Amorim, I'm not any this stupid Amorim out, it's his fault. There's nothing wrong with dissecting what a manager's doing and pointing out some things that you don't like. By no means is his fault. I'm going to get, you know what, I want to get into his few mistakes so far first. Not many. Just want to get into it. I think the thing is, the last two games he subbed off Agarte with, it was half an hour and 20 minutes in the Wolves game to go. I know he was on the yellow in both games, but he's the only midfielder we have that can successfully break up play and win duels. And I know he's not a superb passer of the ball, and let's just keep possession. He's a safety player, and you need those in your team, if that makes sense. And every time we sub him off, we look worse. So I think that's one mistake he's made. I think the fact that he... By the way, the Rashford decision, I 100% agree with. People are going to say, we need Rashford, etc. It's a load of waffle, to be honest. What would Rashford do in this team? Absolutely not different. I think the fact that he's so insistent on playing Delo on that left-hand side is really frustrating. I just consider the fact that he's been absolutely poor this season on that left-hand side. And I know he's not a left-hand side player, but even when he's played on the right, I think it's been 3 games he's played on the right. He hasn't been great either, and I think the decision for Dalot to play so many games, and I think Bruno Fernandes as well. I know with your captain, I know you need leaders in that team, but Bruno Fernandes cannot play as a 10 and cannot play as an 8. He can't do neither in a possession-based team. Every time we go under a bit of pressure, we need to hold the ball, we need to keep possession, relieve pressure from the back line, give them a breather. He loses it by doing something stupid, trying to hit a Hollywood pass, a hoofball, and it's so frustrating. And I think that's the one thing I don't like the most about Amorim so far, is his insistence on Bruno Fernandes, and I think that needs to change. But other than that, I think he's doing anything he can, and he's going to do the right things. We have a good manager, and he's probably the best, he's definitely the best one we could have got anyways. I think anyone who's saying, I see these 12-year-olds on Instagram Reels and all these TikTok comment sections saying we should never sack Ten Hag. Where was Ten Hag getting wins? The thing about Ten Hag that people need to realise is the fact that he got it backwards. He set us back years. He spent 600 million. This squad has no technical floor whatsoever. We have a lot of runners, players that like to run a lot, not players that can pick up the ball with their feet, get it past the player, one touch, two touch football. We've players that want to play a counter-attacking system. In Amorim's first year, Ten Hag's first year, he papered the cracks, got us the Carabao Cup and got us top 3. He papered the cracks playing defence football. The second year, he tried to implement his football, and the problem with that is as soon as we start pressing, he sells Fred and keeps McTominay when Fred was arguably our best pressing midfielder. Okay, so, and the thing is, the first season should have been paying under Ten Hag, and then you should have improved in second season, seeing the style of play. The first season should have been paying, obviously, you know, you're building your style of play. Then the second season should have been the better season, not the other way around. And I think Ten Hag set us back years for that. He signed for nearly 150 million. He signed Rasmus Højlund, who would rather be Roman Reigns. I backed Højlund for so long, especially in that first season. This season, I'm just done with it because the thing is, you see in that first season, you look at it, he's not getting service. He's a decent finisher. One thing to say about Højlund is he is a good finisher. Whenever he gets a chance, he takes it. The thing is, it gets to a stage where whenever he's not on the pitch, we create chances for other players. But even when he is, we create chances for other players. So creating chances isn't our problem. It's being clinical. He's never in that position, and it gets to a stage where it is his fault. And anytime he sees the ball come towards him, he backs into the defender like he's some conga dancer or something. And it's so frustrating to watch with Højlund. It's so frustrating to watch. Then Ten Hag signed Mount as well for 55 million. What an awful signing. If Chelsea are showing him the door, the fact he had a year left on his deal, right? 60 million, right? And we signed him and he's played 190 minutes in that time. We could have got Sabitzer for 12 million, by the way, had 40 million left over, and actually got another 6 because we needed it. You know how mental that is? We could have got Sabitzer, who's cooking at Dortmund, by the way. 12 million, didn't even have a bad loan spell. Yes, he was injured. Wouldn't have been injured as much as Mount, would he? Would have actually been more useful and actually played probably a lot better because he can play multiple positions and he can actually do a lot more stuff than Mason Mount can. Mason Mount was renowned for having good set pieces, and I've not seen him take one good set piece since he's been at the club, except the corner against Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup in his first start. Yeah. Just Onana. We sold David De Gea for a ball-playing keeper, for a keeper that can't play with the ball at his feet, and every time he tries to hit it long. And even Amorim's acknowledged this, saying, oh, the team's uneasy when Onana gets the ball. Yeah, because he doesn't know how to play with the ball at his feet. His ball-playing ability is so overrated, and it actually winds me up so much. These players aren't good enough. Majority's fault is the club. A lot of it can go into Eric Ten Hag, and I think people saying, oh, we should have kept Ten Hag, sacking Ten Hag made no difference. Trust me, you had to end Ten Hag's life cycle. You had to end it. The fact that if he got another window, imagine how that would have went. We signed, by the way, Xerxes, he's a luxury player. If you have 11 players, if you have 10 players on the pitch playing well, very well, you're in form, etc., you're playing nice football, you have technical players, that's when you put Xerxes in. But when you have a team that's underperforming, you need a vocal point as a number 9 that can hold the play and is how to put it, an actual number 9, a striker, not a 9.5, not someone that likes to drop in deep, pick up ball. Xerxes just does not work, and I don't see why we made the signing. We needed a reliable number 9. I think we should have got Tony. I don't care about the betting stuff. You would have been able to get him for the same price you got Xerxes for, in my opinion, if you put in the offer. Yeah, just the players aren't good enough. I think Mainoo's dropped off a cliff because he was overplayed last season by Ten Hag, and the fact that he was brought to the Euros at such a young age. Now he's been hung out to dry and played in an 8 because we don't have any 8s. People keep saying this. Why is Mainoo playing as 8? Why is Mainoo playing as 8? We have no 8s, and Mainoo is not an 8. Mainoo, in my opinion, can't play that. He doesn't have the how to put mobility, and he's not a duel winner or things like that. The fact we got him to bulk up and he's winning less duels, we must be the only club with shit nutritionists in the world. And I don't think that's his fault, to be honest. I think I'm willing to give Mainoo time. We've seen what the player that he can be. His best moments in United shirt, by the way, have been on the edge of the box / in the box, being tricky with the ball, getting past players, being tidy with it, being a technical footballer, if that makes sense. The goal against Wolves, the goal against City in the FA Cup, the goal against Liverpool. It's just him being on the edge of the box making things happen because he's good with the ball at his feet. And you need him closer to the edge of the box, not further away. That's just trying to think. Bruno, I'm just done with him. I'm really done with him. I'm sick of it. I said it earlier. See, the thing is, I want to get all this out of my system, and then I'm going to get into what my starting 11 would be. And now, Garnacho. By the way, if that 60 million offer is true from Atletico, take it and run, because he is not a 60 million pound player. I can guarantee you that. Man is his head. He literally is just a kick and run footballer. Reminds me of Martinelli. Rashford, I don't even want to speak of the situation. I think it's done. The fact you went behind your manager's back, the manager who was backing you, the manager who was basically trying his best, trying to get you multiple positions. He played you as a 10 and 9, and you did not cut it. You're going out making interviews saying, I don't want to play for Manchester United, etc., without telling the club and Amorim, no, get out of my club. 75 grand a week and he averages 8 goals a season. The fact he's on that much money in the first place is ridiculous. And we put him... We fueled his ego by... How to put it? We fueled his ego by making him think he was one of the best players in the world when he wasn't. He never was that. He should have been a player that we built with, not around. And for too many years we were looking at Rashford as he was the main guy, he was the main guy. He should have been part of a bigger picture, if that makes sense. I think that defence that we have, Martinez has dropped off a cliff. He can't defend. Do you know why he dropped off a cliff? Because of the back four, you have less space to cover. Because you have a full back on your left, and you have a centre back on your right. In a back three, you're on your own on that left hand side. You're defending so much space. And when players are going 1-on-1 and with pace, defending almost what I like to call width defending, because he has to defend the channels, etc., he struggles, and he's been exposed for that. Players I would keep next season for the squad. De Ligt. De Ligt's been massively underrated since I got here. I don't get it. I really don't get the De Ligt slander. Had a few bad games we've been in, but been solid since. And we've looked worse without him in that defence. Wolves 2-0. Bournemouth 3-0. Tottenham 4-3. Forest, we've seen how that Forest game went as well. Yeah, I'd keep De Ligt, Mazraoui. Mazraoui's been amazing. Euro, I feel sorry for Euro being thrown in, by the way. It shouldn't have been like this. Menu, Ahmad. By the way, what a player he is. That would probably be it. It won't happen. All those other players won't go, but that'll probably be it. Now, this is, by the way, you see it in a second, my ideal Manchester United 11 with what we have currently. Now, I had this lineup made before the Wolves game. Malasey has fallen out with Amorim. I don't know what's happened. Maybe Malasey tried to take a stand or something like that with Rashford, trying to get some protests going, but he's the only one doing it. I don't know, because they're, you know what I mean, you don't know what's going on with them. Obviously, you can see Onana. The only reason I had Mazraoui as that left centre back, and I had Mazraoui as that left centre back, and I had Malasey at left back. To be honest, it's just we're playing full backs at the moment because we have no wingers that can be doing that full-back role, if that makes sense. They're not necessarily full-backs, they're really wingers playing in full-back positions in Amorim's system of sport, and anyways, we just don't have the players that can do that. The only winger that can play at that full-back position, in my opinion, well, is Ahmad, and we need him further up the pitch. So, yeah, Onana, Martinez, De Ligt, Euro. I don't want to throw Euro in, but he's better than what we have. It's probably our only option, to be honest. Dalot on that right hand side, I don't think he's going to drop Dalot, and this is me being reasonable as well. That's why Bruno's in the A. I think if you have to put Bruno anywhere, Bruno's not a dribbler, he's not a technical footballer, he can't play with the ball at his feet and dribble. You can't play him as a 10, drop him in as an A. If you have to play him, that's why he's there. Gary, obviously, a bit of, knows Amorim's system inside out, been very good since Amorim got here. Mazraoui, I think, no, he hasn't played that left wing back role, such as say under Amorim, but I think he can't be any worse than Dalot, can he? Then obviously Højlund's only starting ahead of Xerxes just for the fact that Xerxes not number 9. We need him out number 9. If I could have none of them, I'd play none of them, but you need to play one of them. Menu, for my reasons earlier with the 10 position, I think Menu position earlier, we need him more in the... One sec. Menu, as I said earlier, because we need him more on the edge of the box than he is already. I think, to be honest, Menu and Ahmad, it's only options. Garnacho, no, Garnacho doesn't get near this team. Anthony neither. I need Garnacho to go immediately. I just need him to go 60 million. Or just improve your game, mate. You're young, at least Garnacho's young, he can improve his game, but I don't think he will. Ahmad, last 2 games he hasn't been great, to be honest with you. Hopefully this is not a permanent thing with him, but he's been one of our standout players this season. I think we need him. We're a better team with him in it as the 10, even as a right wing back. We need him in the team anyways. Look, hopefully you all enjoyed that podcast if you watched the whole thing. If not, if you didn't watch the whole podcast and you just watched a clip, maybe click on the other clips or watch the whole podcast. Hopefully you enjoyed that. That is episode 1. We are back. This took a long time to edit and all that, so hopefully you enjoyed it. And see ya.